Georges on it for Montreal. Playing in this third period without Jeff Halpern, who was injured in the early stages of period 3. And now Kostitsyn and Richards come together.
Subban gets in front of him, and Subban wants to go toe-to-toe with the captain. Linesmen are there. Fans want them to go.
Mike Richards and PK Subban explain to each other, arm in arm with the linesman.
This wasn't your fight. Why'd you make it your fight, says Richards. Subban, though, plays a lot of confidence, and so does that man, the captain. I think Subban's going to be a Calder Trophy candidate. Here's where it started. Little push by Richards on Kostitsyn with the push back. Richards wants to go there. Subban says he doesn't like to fight. I'll be a peacekeeper, and you want to go with somebody? I'll go with you. Linesmen say, enough, boys. Settle down.
Michel Cormier and Brian Murphy, the linesmen, could be busy.
Look, yeah, they could be. And don't forget, we showed you the schedule. These teams meet 5 days.
This coming Monday at Wells Fargo Center as Subban continues to yip at Richards.
I'm saying he along with John Carlson with the Washington Capitals, 2 defensemen, maybe Cam Fowler with the Anaheim Ducks. Last time, only other time it's ever happened. Back-to-back. Tyler Myers won it last year for Buffalo. Kent Douglas and Jacques Laperriere here with the Montreal Canadiens. Can Subban be the repeat guy here again for the Habs all these years later?
2 guys still seething at one another as we near the 9-minute mark of the third. Richards and the Flyers trailing by 3 on the road.
Lots of talking going on.
Oh, yeah.
Yes. That's the way it's been going. I mean, he did double his offensive output the last week, going from 3 to 6 points. That's still a meager output for Scott Gomez.
Whistle and a slash, and now things are going to break. O'Donnell dragging Subban down from the blind side. Richards and Subban, about 5 minutes or so ago, were at the boiling point.
There's Giroux. There's that buggy whip all the way around in the neutral zone. Subban with a swipe. And then Richards wants a piece. O'Donnell comes in with the face wash and the put down. Antics abound here with 3:51 remaining.
Sean O'Donnell exits. Big man, better than 1,700 penalty minutes in his career. He's played for 7 different teams now. PK Subban in his first full NHL year with Montreal.
I mentioned Subban as a potential candidate for the Calder, and of course John Carlson, the other defenseman. But the goaltender in this one, we talk about Michael Neuwirth as well, having such a great start, and Sergei Bobrovsky.
Shutout victory over the Flyers. As John Lou reports, Richards has plenty to say about that.
Now Kostitsyn wants a piece of Richards. Right in front of the benches. Subban is in there now as well, and Subban wants to go. PK Subban looking to engage Mike Richards. A pretty tough player. Mike Richards did not enjoy the treatment he got.
Whatever me and Richie were talking about in the box, it's going to stay in the box.
Whatever PK Subban said to Mike Richards, clearly it enraged the Flyers captain to the point of ripping the Montreal freshman after the game.
It's a guy that has come in the league and hasn't earned respect, and it's just frustrating to see a young guy like that come in here and someone just think he's better than a lot of people. And you got to earn respect in this league. It takes a lot. You can't just come in here and a rookie and play like that. It's not the way to get respect from other players around the league.
For the record, Subban does respect Richards.
He's won a gold medal. He's a captain of the Philadelphia Flyers. I mean, he's a guy that, when I was still playing junior, I was watching him play in the NHL, looking up to him.
That doesn't change the fact that the rookie will get his nose dirty to defend a teammate and refuses to back down when challenged.
Things are set on the ice by everybody. I'm not the only guy. You know, if you're engaged, then you're going to respond to it. What am I supposed to do? Just go out there and not say anything and not hit anybody? Just kind of stand there and let them skate around me like I'm not even there? Just because, you know, I'm a rookie? It's not going to happen.
If I was playing against him, I'd want to get him to settle down a little bit, but that's not PK.
But PK being PK, playing on the edge and talking incessantly, may eventually push an opponent too far, and Richards insinuated as much.
Hopefully someone on their team addresses it, because I'm not saying I'm going to do it, but something might happen to him if he continues to be that cocky.
In defense of his young blue liner, Jacques Martin says many star players of the current generation have an edge and reputations for being chatty, and drew a comparison to Sidney Crosby when the Penguins captain broke into the league. John Luke, TSN, Brossard, Quebec.
Jonesy, the Flyers and Canadiens looking forward to this one. They sort of set the stage 6 days ago in Montreal. Canadiens winning that game, and there were a lot of battles within the battle.
Yeah, there really was. Captain Mike Richards and PK Subban, two players that went head-to-head in that game. PK Subban, a very talented youngster, a rookie for the Montreal Canadiens, and he's a very evident player, and he was in the last meeting. It was a 3-0 Canadiens win, but number 76 was very physical, played real strong, and then got a little feisty at the wrong time. When the linesman showed up, he was late to throw a punch, and that was, in Mike Richards' estimation, a bit of a disrespectful move, and quite frankly, Mike Richards was right. So PK Subban will be a guy the Flyers will focus on in this game. They have to defensively, because he will jump up into the play, but he had a real pesky edge to his game in Montreal, and Sean O'Donnell took care of it near the end of the game before getting a beer dumped on him in Montreal. So lots to like about this matchup tonight, and I know the Flyers are revved up to get back after a team that's played very well in the Eastern Conference in the Montreal Canadiens.
Old-time hockey right there, Jonesy. Speaking of old-time hockey, let's head downstairs to Steve Coates. He's with the captain.
Thank you very much, Jimmy. And with me, the captain of the Flyers, the leading scorer, obviously, for the Philadelphia Flyers. I got to ask you, is this team feeding off of last year's success? It just seems like everybody is really getting into this as a team.
Well, we started slow, but we built confidence over the last couple games. We went on a pretty good stretch there for a little bit. We just got confidence in the group right now. We're playing well, and we feel we can win every night.
You know, every team looks to their captain to be their leader, and, you know, you're a leader by example. Do you find that your job as a captain is easier when you're playing well and you're scoring?
Well, it's easier when we have a lot of guys on the group, on the team that can lead, and we got Prongs, Kimo, Danny, Kartzy. Everybody's leading by example on the ice. Everyone's doing the right thing, so it's a pretty easy job to do when you're having success.
Everybody in Philly is expecting a tough game because of what happened in Montreal. That really doesn't really all the time happen, right?
No, I mean, it usually doesn't. You know, what I said before wasn't about fighting or wasn't about playing hard. He obviously plays hard, and tonight's going to be a good game. We look forward to it. They got a great team over there.
Richie, thanks very much.
Thanks, Coach.
Jimmy, we always look forward to the games against the Montreal Canadiens.
Now the pass to Richards. Richards makes the deke, making the shot, and then lost the puck as Subban tipped it away. And Riemsdyk taken to the wall by Moen, but he stayed with it, kept it alive to the other side of this. Richards after Subban, got a piece of him. Subban went back after him with a little push. That's as close as they've really come to any kind of confrontation thus far tonight.
And Richards was at the end of a long shift there. He heads off the ice. Subban had just hopped on the ice and was ready for Mike Richards. He heard the footsteps.
No score in the first period between Philadelphia and Montreal, and last time the Flyers were here in Montreal, well, it got kind of nasty, especially at the end of the hockey game, where PK Subban would go at it with the captain of the Philadelphia Flyers, Mike Richards. And Richards, remember what Billy just said about cockiness? Well, Richards didn't like the cockiness of Subban. So, close to the end of the hockey game, there were some words. In fact, he saw that everybody on the ice for the Philadelphia Flyers had some words for PK Subban. This is what Mike Richards had to say after the game, and it was about that respect, about the fact that when you're a rookie, you've got to have a respect. You've got to pay the price to be at this level, and you've got to wait to gain that respect. That was basically what Mike Richards wanted, and hopefully he'll get it from PK Subban. But guys, I think that Subban really put the line in the sand with that big hit to start this game against Carcillo.
Yeah, he made a statement, that's for sure. One thing about PK Subban, he's not going to back down regardless of who is ending up on the quote board.
Yeah, and of late it's been perhaps some of his own teammates, because he ran into some difficulty, ended up a healthy scratch, as we mentioned, for 3 games, and some of the Canadiens themselves say that perhaps, you know, he needs to just settle down a little bit.
Here come the Flyers. Mojo moving in. Cross-ice pass for Richards, tipped away.
There has been bad blood in this season series. The flamboyant play of PK Subban stirred it up. And a hockey life lesson from Flyer captain Mike Richards. We could have the same thing here tonight. Hockey Central is next.
And number 4 on the season. So this is the last one of the season series. So it should be a good one.
Philadelphia's won 2 of the previous 3. As the puck is iced right away and will swing it back in the Philadelphia zone.
Swinging it back is Chris Pronger.
Well, we talked about some bad blood between these two teams. The central figure really has been young PK Subban. And again, they stir it up early. So we'll keep an eye on that one.
Yeah, and Pronger back in the lineup. So there's all kinds of guys that can handle the youngster and teach him a lesson or two, this veteran Philadelphia Flyers team.
Let's take a look at the disagreement, so to speak, between Mr. Subban and Mike Richards.
It goes back to the middle of November, the first meeting between the two teams. And Richards took exception to Subban, and Subban was constantly chirping, and that is something that was ongoing even in the press afterwards. And it looks as if it was Richards was in the right from the standpoint that Subban had to even be dressed down by his coach a little bit, sat out, got a view from the press box, and Subban is a kid. He's just high energy, high intensity. So is Mike Richards, but he's starting to say, hey, you know what? There's the right way and there's the wrong way to do things in this league.
Well, Mike Richards is still a relative contemporary for PK Subban. He's only 25. Subban has high-end talent, lots of enthusiasm, plays that way, and
and talks that way.
And they're just trying to tone him out just a little bit.
Yeah,
but not really put the clamps on him totally.
Exactly right, because what makes him great also makes him irritating to the opposition.
Kenny Briere goes wide off a body off Hal Gill, leading Montreal. Terms of block shots, another penalty. Briere holds onto it all the way across. The Canadiens go down again.
You take the good and the bad with the effervescent PK Subban. That's a buggy whip on the hands to the face. Careless, reckless, and now perilous. As the Montreal Canadiens getting crowded in the penalty box.
And catch with Pronger. Here's the captain, Richards. Out in front, loose, they score! Jeff Carter out in front. There's one on the power play.
Well, they got through the first penalty kill sequence, but in the first period, there's a captain, Mike Richards. He's talking to Subban. Subban with the hit on Jared. And then the very undisciplined penalty that led to back-to-back 5-on-3 sequences, 2 power play goals, and changed the time. So the Montreal Canadiens did it to themselves, and PK Subban in particular, undisciplined in the moment, made it a little bit about himself, riled up by the savvy and sage Philadelphia Flyers. They're having a good chuckle about it, Carcillo and Richards. I mean, Richards, to me, really set the tone of this game. He got in Subban's ear, and you can beat a team physically, you can beat them on the scoreboard, but they set the tone mentally early on.
That was just seconds into the game.
And
off the opening draw.
He took the bait. Running around, making a little bit about himself in that first period. It led to a lot of power play opportunities and 2 power play goals for the Flyers.